Welcome to Biz Help for You with host Candy Messer. Entrepreneurs like to focus on the big picture, like profitability, success, and a smooth-running organization. But there always seems to be those little things like taxes, employee compensation, laws, regulations, and more. Now you can get the answers you need in one place. Join us today as we break it all down for you. Now, here's your host, Candy Messer.
Hello and welcome to Biz Help for You with Candy Messer. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the topic of my last episode, and if you were unable to join me and would like to listen to the show, links can be found on my YouTube and Facebook pages, as well as multiple favorite podcast platforms. If you'd like to receive notifications on when my podcasts have been uploaded, please like and subscribe. I recently created a few topics to explain the services my company offers. I realized when I was nearing my 200th episode of when my podcast began that almost every show had a guest and promoted their expertise. I've had amazing guests, and I do love to interview them to share their tips with you so that you can be successful. That is the goal of my show. But I realized many are wondering if they can use our services and had some questions. So the last couple of recordings have discussed services I offer to entrepreneurs to explain how we work with clients. And today I want to discuss two issues people sometimes feel would prevent them from working with us and answer questions surrounding that topic. The first thing I often hear is that they are afraid it would take too much time to switch to us, as they'd have to organize documentation to provide for us to be able to do the bookkeeping. No two situations are the same, as every business has specific needs, but in general, we can often get much of the information we need without you having to gather paperwork and scan it to email, drop in the mail, or stop by my office to hand deliver it. For instance, if your bank statements are available online, we can be given a read-only access user ID so that we can look up check images and download bank statements. There is no capability for us to do anything related to creating transactions, so no need to fear something could happen to your bank account. I've had some say, "It's okay, I trust you, so I'll just give you my login." But I prefer read-only access, as if your account is ever hacked or you see anything questionable, you know it couldn't have been done by me or my staff. It offers me protection as much as you. As long as the access we've been granted allows us to get check images, deposit details, and download statements, in many cases, we'd have what we need to do the postings and reconciliations. And if there's other information we need, such as sales reports, receipts, or other documents, we can discuss specifically what you have and the options available for that to be easily accessible. Sometimes someone will say it only takes a few hours a month, so they aren't sure it's enough to work with us to have us assist them. We have helped businesses that are various sizes. Some on the smaller side include hobbies that became businesses, small nonprofit organizations, a 7-unit HOA, and businesses just getting off the ground, and more. Even if it's only a few hours a month, the question is, do you want to continue to do the work? Is it something you enjoy? And what else could you be doing with the time if you weren't behind a computer reconciling accounts? How much revenue could you generate for your business if you focused on following up with prospects, attending a networking event, or being interviewed on a podcast such as mine? Maybe you'd rather use that free time away from work. What could you be doing personally to enjoy that downtime you get when you outsource your bookkeeping? Do you have children who want your attention, a sport you love to play, or a book you'd like to read? We not only do bookkeeping, but we are a payroll processor as well. As a payroll company, we have assisted clients with 1 to 150 employees, and quite a few of those with only 1 or 2 employees are actually the business owners themselves, whose companies are entities requiring them to be on payroll. Sometimes when I tell an individual what information we need to set up the account for payroll processing, making tax payments, and filing the returns, I'm told it's more than they expected, and they don't want to take the time out to gather everything. But in the scheme of things, it's a little bit of time up front, but then all you have to do is report hours to be processed each period if selecting full service, and everything else is done for you. If you were to do payroll on your own, how much time would it take each period to process, make tax payments, generate the returns, and keep employee information up to date? So many of our clients have been thrilled to hand off this task, and it's another item off their plate. And they have peace of mind knowing they aren't going to make mistakes, miss a deadline, or have to deal with government agencies. My staff is available to answer questions as you go through the setup process as well. So if you feel time is an issue and you aren't sure you would be able to use our services because of how long you think the setup might take for the bookkeeping or payroll, it's probably less than you think, and it will free up your time for other things that are important to you. Sometimes when I review the scope of bookkeeping work to be done and quote the investment, I hear that it's more than they anticipated and they didn't realize all that needed to be done. And I always like to encourage my prospects to look at what they'll pay for assistance as an investment in their company. Why? The first reason is often when someone is doing the work themselves, it gets postponed when other things deemed more important need to be done. Often, business owners think that as long as the work is done before the CPA needs it, there's no issue with it being completed weeks or months later. But all of a sudden, it's January or February, and the tax due must be calculated to be able to avoid a penalty for not paying timely, and it's crunch time for the entrepreneur to get the bookkeeping finished. Now they're under more stress to get it done quickly for the CPA to have time to review everything, as well as do the work they usually have on their plates. And many times, the CPA has to take time to correct information in order to have the right income and expenses for reporting. It takes more effort to fix errors than to do it correctly the first time. And that additional work is going to cost you as well. Secondly, the financial information you could use to make changes in your business isn't being used. If you're doing your bookkeeping months later, you are not identifying issues in your business affecting profitability or areas of potential growth. If you had that information done at least each month and reviewed the picture that is presented with the financial reports, you could make decisions that will help scale your company, improve profits, or identify potential cash flow issues. This can be extremely valuable and worth much more than it would cost for professional assistance. I've heard it said that if you pay for someone to do a service that isn't your genius, it's probably not actually costing you at all, but helping you to earn more. Often, the revenue you could bring in using the time you gain by outsourcing is many times more than the money you think you're saving by doing it on your own. Also consider the amount of time it takes you to do the work is often more than you think. So look to see how much you typically can earn in an hour of your time when you sell your product or service, and multiply that by the number of hours you'll get back by outsourcing your bookkeeping. We all want to save time and money, but don't let these reasons keep you from having professional help for your bookkeeping or payroll. Look at the cost if you do it yourself. How much potential revenue are you losing by doing tasks that could be done by others? How much time are you spending that could be used to generate better opportunities for your company? Look at the value having peace of mind and a clean set of books will bring you. And when you begin to use the financial information as a decision-making guide, I know you'll see that the investment is worth it. So thank you for tuning in today. I hope you found this topic helpful to understand how having professional help with your bookkeeping can save you time and money. If you have any additional questions or comments about our services, be sure to send us a message at contact@abandp.com. I hope you can join me for my next episode, and please remember you can connect with me on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and my website is abandp.com. You can find the podcast posted on multiple favorite podcast platforms, including iTunes, Google, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. And would you please share my show with those you know and leave a review on your favorite platform? I'd really appreciate your support. Until next time, have a great day.
Thank you for listening to Biz Help for You. Please join your host, Candy Messer, again next time. Have a terrific day.